Guys, it's been like 6 days since my last day off. I've been working a lot and that's been really good, but it's really nice to be able to come into my own coffee bar and do something for me. You know, I spend my mornings taking care of guests, and I enjoy that, but it's really nice to be able to come in and make coffee for my family. So let's go on a journey together. So first of all, we're starting with one of my favorite cups. This is from La La Land in Dallas, Texas. You have to understand, La La Land is close to my heart. It is it's a business that does great coffee, but they also care about their community, which I'm huge on. Some of the frustrations I have with some of the larger coffee companies is they care more about the dollar than they care about their community or their people. So there's something you need to understand about La La Land. They are a company in Dallas, Texas. They might have more locations. They might just be on Lower Greenville. If you know the Dallas area, you know Lower Greenville. Not only do they have great customer service and a beautiful cafe and great coffee, but they really care about their community. They, I believe, hire specifically kids out of the foster care program. They also employ people with special needs, and I love them. I love what they do. So that's what we're starting with. We're starting with good equipment with La La Land coffee. So let me show you what I'm going to do with my coffee cup. Okay, now this coffee cup is made out of porcelain. Okay, so porcelain is what a lot of cups are made out of. It's just, regular coffee cup made out of porcelain. And the reason why I'm bringing emphasis to this is because porcelain, if you just touch it, like if you touch a coffee cup in your house, it's going to be cool to the touch. Depending on how cold you keep your house, it might even be cold to the touch. Like this, we keep our apartment pretty cold. This cup's pretty cold. So before I do anything, I've already heated up water with my gooseneck kettle. And I'm going to start by filling my porcelain coffee cup with hot water. Now, why am I doing that? Why? Because when I pour my coffee into that, I want that cup to be warm. I want it to be hot. If it's not, the heat from my coffee is going to get robbed by the cup. Literally, scientifically, the heat from my coffee is going to exit my coffee and it's going to get pulled into the porcelain of the cup, therein warming up the cup, but at the same time, cooling down my coffee. So one thing you're going to discover as you're on this coffee journey, temperature is huge. It's huge. I mean, who likes to drink a cup of coffee that has gone cold? Like, it tastes bad. Temperature, time, weight. We're going to talk about all those things. So I would say measurement, temperature, and time. All of those things are very important in the brewing process. Again, let's say it again. Temperature, time, and measurement. All of those things are vastly important, regardless if you're brewing with a coffee pot at home or if you're going to use a cool fancy tool like what I have. So let me show you my brew method. The brew method I'm choosing to use today is Aeropress. Yes, you can see my dirty dishes, but that's not what I'm focused on. You can see that this is an Aeropress, all right? Now, Aeropresses have multiple parts. This unit right here actually has two parts. There is a plunger thing, and then this is the reservoir. Okay, we'll talk about those things. Aeropresses also come with a stir stick. There is a top filter that will attach to the top of this reservoir. There is actually a measuring scoop that comes with an Aeropress, and we'll talk about that. And then the final part of an Aeropress is the filter. Now, as we get into things, we will talk about different brew methods, and we'll talk about why the filter is so important. But that's enough talking for today. Let's get brewing. Now, if you know me at all, you know that there's never too much talking, but I wanted to film it this way, that way I could show you what was actually happening. So right now, I'm scooping the grounds into my Aeropress, and there's all the rest of them. There you go. And I'm getting ready to actually brew using this tool. So I grab my kettle, but the first thing I'm gonna do, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm making sure the temperature is set correctly on my kettle, because temperature matters. I want my temperature to be at 112 for the coffee that I'm brewing. So I have a little dial. My temperature was good, and so I'm gonna do the initial pour. Now, when you pour hot water into anything, what you're doing is you're doing what's called a bloom. What you're blooming is your coffee. I'm making sure my timer is set up on there. I'm reheating my water so it can stay consistent at the temperature that I want. And I'm letting my coffee bloom. Now, we'll talk more about what blooming does. What I'm doing now is I am rinsing my filter. This is a filtered coffee method. So not only does a paper filter hold back the coffee grounds, but a paper filter actually removes a portion of the oil that's in your cup, which is why it's my favorite method. There's different, I call them full immersion methods, where like a French press where you just have water. Okay, what I'm doing now is I am stirring. See how foamy that looks? Can you see that? That's the bloom. All the coffee gases are being released. I'm stirring in the coffee grounds, making sure they're fully incorporated. Now, I do this thing where I like to rinse off my stick just to get all the coffee goodness in there. You don't have to do that, but that's just something that I do. I'm making sure that my Aeropress is filled up to the top. I'm going to attach my filter. I've already rinsed it. I'm going to screw it on there. And then you're gonna see me swirl. Now watch the top of the Aeropress. So I dumped the hot water out. Watch the top. Do you see the bubbles? Look at that. Do you see the bubbles? Those are bubbles coming out of the top. I'm stirring in. I'm going to flip my Aeropress over, and then I'm going to wait. Now what was I waiting for? I was waiting for 2 minutes to have passed. Now what you're seeing me do here is actually plunge or push the hot water through my grounds, and I'm literally pushing it all the way into my cup. It needs to be done consistently. I might be going a little bit slow here, but my coffee grounds are in. I'm letting it drip, and then you're gonna see the final result. Guys. But we're not done. There's one more part to this. So my Aeropress, I double dosed it because I love coffee. So I'm gonna finalize my last step before I drink it. I'm going to essentially balance out the recipe and add a little bit of water. What that does is it makes the coffee more balanced, and it really fits the recipe. Thank you for going on this Aeropress journey with me. Well, it's my day off, so you'll just have to catch me later on Better Brew. Adios.